All right, just a quick setup on how to make sure your pack saddle is adjusted right. So I like to have the back of my half breed even with the back of my pad. Make sure your pad's nice and forward on their withers. If you have extra, put the 3 inches or so sticking out in the front, because it's going to have a tendency to work backwards as you go down the trail. Your britchin should be about halfway between the point of the hip and the corner of their hock, and I like them slanted up just a little bit, to where the flat of this britchin is sort of parallel with the slope of their butt, so to speak. You know, anywhere sort of in that range is high, but you don't want it down like that, or you'll chafe into them right here. You want it sort of naturally sitting on there. These don't have to be super tight, just tight enough that it keeps it in place. So the general rule of thumb is when you come back here behind there, you should be able to put at least 3 fingers, preferably 4 fingers, in between the britchin when everything sort of pulls tight. If you can do more than that, you got it too loose. If you can only fit 2 in there, it's too tight. You gotta give that room for their feet to move. So the idea is when they're going downhill and their foot comes back, is just sort of bumping that saddle back and keeping it in place. Same thing on their breast collar. You want a couple fingers. This is probably a little bit too loose, but you want to get usually about 3 fingers in front on their breast collar. I can tighten that up just a little bit for when she's going uphill. On their cinch, so the first thing you do before you put your manis on is always make sure your cinch is tightened. I'll do it from the opposite side. You want about equal distance on either side of your cinch ring. And what I've noticed when you cinch them up, you tend to get folds of skin. Easy there, girl. Folds of skin right here and there. So what I just like to do is just sort of pull down on it and sort of let their skin go up. I've seen horses get like rippled sores in them from people that just come cinch them up tight and don't do that. And if you can, this one's here's real good. I've already done it on her, but if you're still getting a lot of folds in their cinch, you can just give me your foot. You can just sort of pull their foot forward, stretch everything back out, and make her sit nice and tight. But you shouldn't be able to get your finger in between there. You don't want these loose, you want these nice and tight. That's about it for a pack saddle.